travel to
restrictions
go
on
into home.
travel, and I think hesitance as well on part of the household to let strangers in their house. That
Okay.
is a problem as well.
Okay. So you had an issue with the demand side because of COVID.
Yes, supply and demand both.
Okay. And so right now, how is it going in terms of the
Uh,
demand
right,
supply?
right now, demand is slow. We are a third of what we used to operate, right? And I've because my staff has been with us for a very long time, and we are a close knit group. So I told them really, really nicely. I said, I'm afraid we might not be able to pay you uh, for the next 2 or 3 months. Is that okay with you, right? So
Marisa,
yeah.
I miss you the last part of it. Can't hear very well the last part of it.
No, I said I've made a deal with my staff to go on part furlough. I mean, not furloughing, but then at least not paying them full. So because of this COVID, so that the business will survive it, lah, hopefully.
Thank you.
Okay. So when you say you needed marketing help, funding to pay for marketing, that is for, I'm still unsure, is that for the demand side or the supply side?
Both,
Both.
both.
Okay. Okay. And so how are you currently doing your marketing at the moment?
We are mostly on social media marketing, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So we hired a digital marketing firm in Malaysia, and they do a really good job in advertising on Facebook. So most of our marketing comes from social media.
Okay. And so how is both the retention on your supply side as well as repeat customers on your demand side?
Our repeat customers is about 40%. So some of our customers has been with us for many years. 40% is about the numbers that are recurring. The supply side is unstable because it's a gig work, right? So they can come in and leave whenever they want. However, we have divided our employment into three categories. So we have the full-time cleaners, which are on our payroll, but we have them all on part-time because of this COVID. We have the gig workers, and we also have the micro entrepreneurs, the one that I said to Matt just now about the high-ticket cleaning.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
And then is there any training or standardization and so forth uh, for the cleaners, and so the customers, the demands get a certain set of standards in terms of the cleaning and so forth?
So yes, the biggest mistake other online services marketing place does is by just becoming a platform and just just registering the cleaning companies onto their platform. That's the biggest mistake, and we know that for sure, right? So when the cleaners want to join Maideasy, we onboard them on a training session. So our training is about 2 days with 5 to 10 jobs on probation after their training. So they have a standardized training that they go through with us, and also a cleaning kit which they buy from us.
Okay. Okay. Uh, okay. That helps answer some of the questions. And so, where are your numbers are right now? You know.
We are about a third of what we used to make before COVID.
Okay. And you mentioned that before COVID, you were cash positive, like
Yeah.
just about.
Yes,
Okay.
just about. Yeah.
Okay. So that's about your break-even point then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's helpful. Thank you.
Hi, you mentioned that because the demand is affected because of COVID. What are you doing? I mean, how if 40% of your customers are repeat customers, how are you helping? How are you retaining, or how are you expanding in this time of COVID? Because COVID is definitely not going to go away anytime soon. So what are you doing to bring
Okay. For example, okay, what I've done throughout when the COVID pandemic happened was really cost cutting. You know, we got rid of our office in Bangsar. We outsourced certain parts of the marketing to a digital marketing firm, which was very really cost effective, and I think we'll be using them for a long time. And I think I said this to Matt, that I had this conversation with my staff, you know, that the operations might be halved or something like that, and so does the pay. So that cost cutting exercise will help us go through this, but it's still not enough.
But how will you generate? My question is more towards, what is the strategy to generate demand in this time of COVID?
I don't think, because of the lockdown, it is partial lockdown in Malaysia right now. We are not considered an essential service because we are going to people's different houses every day. So there's a risk factor there, and the government would not allow a business like ours to operate. So how are we going to generate a new demand? That's a really big question. Even I can't answer it for now, but from what we've experienced, those that stay with us during this COVID, and the cost cutting measures that we did helped us survive this. So that's what I can say for now.
But that's what I said. Cost cutting. There's only so much cost cutting. So it's when a company is at a growth stage, or when you hit a crisis, I think the strategy to really think about is, if you are hit just like any hotels and all that, where the essential, it's not considered essential service and you have to be closed down. This is where it's an immediate problem, and until you can see that you and the team can go back out again, this almost is a immediate stop until the situation changes. So with the funding itself, I mean, in this time, uh, is to think about, are you going to take this time, to market, but by the way, you shifted over to the digital marketing. Have you matched how much of the digital marketing that you do, and how much conversion do you get out of your marketing? Have you done some matching of how effective
No,
your
we
marketing
do.
is?
I have not done what the acquisition cost, customer acquisition cost per money spent on the digital marketing, but then I can let you know that we spend less than 1,000 ringgit a month on marketing on the social media platform, and we are getting like 6-digit sales in a month. So I think in terms of ROI, that's really quite impressive for for what they're doing, right?
No, I understand. So it's to understand how are people, if word of mouth. So marketing is like that, right? So if you can throw out digital marketing, and then it's not so much the cost of acquisition I'm looking at, as have you look at the conversion from, so how much of those leads, measuring how many of the leads are coming from general or certain channels of marketing, and then how much of leads is actually generated from, let's say, repeat customers word of mouth. So for example, one way, if your word of mouth repeat customers is your most effective source of channels of bringing leads to you, then what you can do is actually put money behind, incentivizing your customers to bring more customers to you. That's one thing you can do. If that's the most effective, that's where you put your money. And so it's try to understand, because after all, right now it is, as you said, it is a bit of a problem because it's shut down. You're not essential service, but I'm very sure people still have to clean their house. You can't go without cleaning your house forever. So it's going to be a time, but maybe right now is the time to actually prepare to come out from the other side. So when, for your repeat customers, what can you do now to give them the confidence that when they can open up, you are going to be the first to something like that, that you are going to, for example, even is just, I'm not saying this is what you do, but I'm saying even certify your people in terms of health hygiene. That's what you do. You start telling people this is, hey, in this time of COVID, this is what we are doing. We are actually teaching our people how to clean, for hygiene. Every time you see one of our guys, they will always be certified because they will go for, it's just off my mind. I'm not saying that, but COVID test before they come to you. All right, something you gotta say, you gotta now prepare marketing for coming out from the other side instead of just general marketing. If you know what's the most effective channel of lead coming to you, why they are coming to you, then you incentivize that lead instead of going general, and you start to prepare right now for coming out of COVID. So whatever you do now is to come out of the situation stronger by already taking steps to prepare yourself for coming out. That when they think about it, I will go to Maideasy because of certain things, your safety, your the fact that your people are always certified. Those are the things that I will always remember. And then the fact that when I start to recommend people to you, I get 20% discount as loyalty program or something like that. Those are this is what I think you want to do to get into the first place in people's mind right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when I think what differentiates Maideasy with a lot of other services platform is that engagement. We are always engaging with the customers one way or another. So our Facebook page is really active with our posts of how we mitigate the risk of COVID and thoughts from myself as a co-founder of Maideasy to talk to our customers what we are doing. So on that side, engagement with the customers is something that we do always, and to keep them coming back from us. So just this year during the COVID, we did one step, a very risky step for Maideasy, which is we raised the price. We raised the price by 20%, right? And what happened was our revenues stayed the same. The bookings fell a little bit because I think the at one point the economy was just opening up. It fell a bit, but yet once the economy opened, it grew from month to month until the revenues were quite normal COVID time, So even though we raise our price, but people still come back to us, and that made us understand what is it that what is the pain point that we are solving when it comes to our customers. I think in terms of our PR, our reputation, and how they trust us as a company, I think we're high up there, right? As Maideasy, because I always go on PR exercise with the radio, with the newspaper, with the internet news and all that. So yeah,
Okay.
I hope that answers a bit.
Okay, thanks. I think someone else, Jose, you want to ask something?
I think perhaps how has been your strategy towards the new need? There is a need of a special cleaning, a special certification and products. How have you been implement this approach and bring awareness to our potential customer of a unique service in that sense?
I think specialized cleaning, the marketing and the business model is very, very different. I mean, the only specialized cleaning that we did during COVID was the disinfecting the home or the office. That's the only specialized cleaning that we did. But if you're talking about high grade cleaning, like cleaning for hospitals or factories or retail buildings, we're not doing that yet, because that involves a totally different business model, and I don't I don't know whether we will be going into that market space, even though the income from that could be more stable from home cleaning. But I think per hour, per output in home cleaning is still higher than if, let's say, I clean a retail mall or something like that. Because they're still very sensitive about price and the labor used.
Yeah. Okay. You are free to continue staying on because I think that the subject matter is kind of like getting a bit hotter. But you are free to actually move to another room as well. I suppose the others. Would you have any question? I have one, Meriza, which is how do we, or is it possible to make what you are doing something that is essential services? Example, let's say if you get into what we call, cleaning the place up to prevent virus.
Oh, yeah, disinfecting.
So if it is disinfecting kind of thing, and if that can get you into the category of something that is essential services, that may be an entry point where all the other services can be done. What I mean. So that's just
that's something that we're doing also right now. We have a full-time staff that's doing disinfecting for us.
So it could be that these maids can be trained to do that, so that then it's like entry point for them.
Yeah, can. But I think the upfront cost is a lot. The machine alone is about 2,000 ringgit. The machine to do disinfecting, and there are safety issues as well when you're doing disinfecting, because the chemical from the liquid, right? It does sting when you breathe the chemical. I know they wear the mask and everything, but still, long exposures to it is not healthy for you. So maybe one day they can do like one job for 3 hours. That's all.
I see. So it's considered a very specialized kind of. I'm just thinking because in Singapore, what we do is I work with a NGO that does cleaning, let's say for cars and for homes as well, for offices. And they have this liquid that can actually prevent virus for up to 6 months, something like that. And it's not acidic or something like that. So they've been doing it. But of course, then the fees charged will be higher. But then it gets you into that the space of being an essential services. And that's where I think your proposition of I need funding to bring me up to scale, I think along the lines of what Sharon shared, it makes sense. And then people say, okay, basically upskill your people, open up the doors, because we don't know when the MCO is, MCO is the Malaysian Movement Control Order, right? Is taken away. So in the meantime, that may be something you want to think about.
Yeah, Meriza, just in general, I think what Melvin and Sharon has mentioned, take a better look at your external environment, right? Like I know Malaysia is different than other countries and so forth. Like Melvin says, if you can transition to being essential cleaning service and so forth. But in general, when you want to go for funding, because that was the big ask you have, right? The funding, the funders are not going to look for, I just need money to survive this COVID period, right? That's not gonna, because nobody knows, right? Like even with the vaccines coming out, there's so many variations, you just don't know. They want to be able to see how have you changed? What are some of the strategies that you're doing to overcome some of these type of things? Like Melvin said, if you have these special machines and you looked into this and you need funding to pay for some of these machines, that's something the funders will be more inclined to help out with. If you say, hey, I want to change my market, right, to this area because I think there's a huge demand because of COVID, who wants more specialized disinfecting and so forth, then the funders will be more likely. But if you're just going to tell them, we just need more money to do more marketing, to continue to do what we're doing, they're more hesitant to do so, right? So have a little, and if you need help with those type of strategies and being able to look outside, how you can change, staying essential to your core and then change certain things. That's something, I'm sure a lot of these mentors can help you out with, myself included, to see where you can go and then, draw up a draft of what kind of funding you do. And then you can go for that funding. Does that make sense? I hope that's helpful.
Yeah, yeah. But Maideasy is a very compelling platform to deal with getting income for the lower economic level. Well, there are two other
Thank you.
ladies who have come in, Meha and Zira. You're welcome. You are free to ask any questions of Meriza.
Thank you, thank you. Sorry, I joined from another group, so I missed all the juicy bits. I was very interested in this business, and I'm sure people have asked the same questions already. But I'm just wondering, from the experience of looking for help, whether you would consider or have already branched into things like providing post-renovation, house renovation, cleaning, deep cleaning, and during COVID situation now, at least in Hong Kong, all the cleaners are fully booked. Everybody seems to be going for deep cleaning, and everybody seems to be promising that all their cleaning is antibacterial. So that's one service I was thinking about. And another one is there are lots of flats that are bought by foreigners who have no local contacts, and whether your company could also be providing services to foreigners, because that would be quite lucrative.
Yeah. To answer your first question, yes, we do have specialized cleaning, which is deep cleaning, post-renovation cleaning, and also disinfecting cleaning. We are doing that as well. That's why I said that part of the business, we are actually creating micro entrepreneurs, right? They have their own vehicles, they buy their own tools, and they get the leads from us, and then they pay for not leads, not even leads. They get the jobs from us, and they pay a part of the price of the job to us, right? So we are doing that, the second part of your question, which is to foreigners, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We are partnering with some property development companies in Malaysia, for example, UEM, and they have their own app as well. They have their own app, and then we are in their app that provides the cleaning service for their property buyers. So yes, I would think some of them are foreigners as well, because UEM is kind of like high-end property developer in Malaysia, I think. So yeah, I mean, and I think for if we hire locals, most likely most of them can speak English. So that's really highly rated among our customers as well, because they can speak English. So there's no problem for us to serve foreigners, no problem.
And how do the locals get to know how to get a job from your company?
They have an app as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so they install their app, and then all the jobs will go inside their app, and they just accept which jobs they want to take.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Someone else? If you are new and then you want to find out about what exactly the business model is, you can also ask, although some of us are here for a while.
Yeah, I'd love to hear more about that. In fact, I was looking for a service like that, so that's really fantastic. I've been asking around and can't find a service like that. So, yeah, do tell us more. Like, that would be really interesting.
Dorothy, you are based in Malaysia.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
The best country, right?
Yeah, Meriza, your customer.
Yeah, future customer.
So how are we different? We hire locals. That really is the biggest difference with Maideasy. We pay them a living wage. We provide them training. They are good conversing with the locals and the foreigners in Malaysia because some of them can speak English. So I do hope that you download our app. We advertise on Facebook a lot, but once in a while I do PR. I've been on BFM. I've been on Utusan, on Harian Metro, on The Star. I've been in all the media. I mean, that's why I said we haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg yet, even in Klang Valley. For Maideasy, so like yourself, you have not heard of us, but we've been around for 5 years. Yeah.
Okay, so basically for Dorothy is the app, download the app and so on. By the way, for those who are just logged in, Meriza Maideasy is one of our TBN SETH Cohort going to training. So really for us, we on our end would try to support and back up as much as possible. So welcome, Kenneth. Yep.
I would just like to share an interesting fact that I found out from some researchers that I've been working with in Malaysia, right? Ever since there is this gig economy with all the Food Panda, Grab drivers, and then maybe Maideasy and all the gig economy. This is pre-COVID. Crime rates have fallen. So there's no job. There's no like snatch theft. There's no, all this petty theft and all that fallen significantly. That's according to the researcher that worked on this. So I think that whether we like it or not, some people have their reservations about the gig economy. It's here to stay. I think it's the future as well. But at least something good is coming out of it lah. At least you see all these mat rempits, right? They have something. At least they work for Grab Food Panda, get 2,000, 3,000. They can upgrade their motorcycle and then go do something productive. It's good for them actually.
Thanks. Any other questions?
All right, James here.
Hi, James.
Okay, Joyce, not much question for Meriza. As just now I listened to several suggestions by a participant, and I'll say that I suggest that Meriza you should come up with a more specific plan. What you actually want to do, what actually you're going to do, especially that now at this COVID times that you cannot go out as usual, but what's the strategy you have now to overcome this, and specific plan what you're going to do, and from the specific plan then you can calculate what kind of resource you need. The resource not necessarily must be just the fund. The resource might not be just fund. It could be other things also. It could be resources from other expertise or some other resources. Yeah. So all these resources that make then you are clear what your plan is. Then you are clear what resource you require. Then only that you come to this platform. Then we'll see that is there any way that we can help to generate the resource for you. That there will be more. I will say that there will be more something going to happen. It will something to make sure there's something to be happen rather than just not very clear. What I mean is that my impression is that there's no clear plan about what we're going to do. So we don't know what kind of resource that we can really, the specific resource that we can provide to you. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, thanks. Dr. James, you are Malaysian, right? Are you?
Yes,
you're,
yes, I'm mentioned. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so one of those suggestions could be that you've got maybe one of the experts here to kind of like look through the business model and how to pivot from here. Uh, then we kind of like clearer in terms of the ask, what exactly it is. I think the fact that they all gathered here means they have intention or at least desire to help out. So you're among friends, okay? Thank you. And okay, we've got a few more coming in. Sui Ying, Tekpo, Michelle. All right. Please find out, and you want to find out more, ask questions, from Meriza. We have about, let me see, we have about, maybe about 10 minutes more before we can switch room again.
Oh, hi, Meriza.
Hi.
I just come. So I want to know what is your top 3 needs in your organization? Like what you need? Yep.
Apa? Sorry.
What is your top 3 needs?
Oh, top 3 needs. I see. I want the letter from MITI.
Yes.
If you can get me a letter from MITI that says that I can go out to work, my cleaners can go out. I'll be very, very happy. Because right now we tried to register with MITI and it was digantung. So I don't know why, because I've heard some cleaning companies got the letter from MITI as well. They've been sending out, because we've been asking other cleaning companies as well, and then they say they got the letter from MITI and MITI is not helping us. And we've registered with MITI for a few times, a couple of times already, and no help. And we tried to email them, we tried to contact them, no help at all. So,
okay, well, that's very helpful. I think for those who are non-Malaysians, we're talking about getting approval from an authority to consider what Maideasy is doing as essential services. I think that basically allows them to go outside. All right. Okay, top 3. Azira has asked you top 3. That's the first one.
okay.
2 more.
Secondly, I think I would like, right now, I am working with YB Lembah Pantai to promote our jobs to the PPR, penduduk PPR, right? The residents of the PPR. Maybe you can recommend me to some other politicians and some different YB that I can work with. That one would be, because I understand they are single mothers in this PPR, and the single mothers cannot work full time. I know that. So if I can get the single mothers to work for me to clean offices, so they work until maybe 10 or 11 a.m. a day, and then the rest of the day, they are free to do whatever. And that is a job that I can give them, hopefully. Cleaning offices for sure. Right, so help MITI, YB, and then I suppose I want to talk to KJ.
Oh,
Or introducing to the gig world. I mean, it really is a way that, I mean, if you're, look at it this way, right? Impact investing. If your citizens does not need money from the government to support themselves, instead they have jobs that the businesses generate income, then that is a really big win for the government. So I think KJ has not heard about us yet, so I want him to hear about us. Can you bring me to
Go, Azira, go.
I don't really know about that, but have you currently partners with any non-profit organization or?
No, I think the first foray into doing with non-profit is the work with Lembah Pantai lah. Tapi now with the MCO, they're closed, so we can't do much right now. But we'll see if the Lembah Pantai model works, then we can try other areas as well, you know, like Gambut, and the other areas, because our high demand, actually the high demand kat KL tau. There's high demand in KL, KLCC area, KL, Ampang, Setia Wangsa, Wangsa Maju, those are very high demand areas, right? So, and I think there are parallel low income group people there. So if we can get them to work, you know, and okay, we notice this accessibility as well. Affects our bookings. So this area, Setia Wangsa, Wangsa Maju, Ampang, they have the LRT, right? And also accessible bus ke LRT ke apa. So it's easy for these cleaners to go to the customer's house. And that is a big why they clean the person's house, because they want to see whether it's easy for them to go to the house or not. So if I get like a PPR in Setia Wangsa, for example, and I give them Ampang and Setia Wangsa homes to clean, they will be, I think they will definitely, they will be happy with that lah.
Okay, so Azira, you got your top three, right? It'd be great if you can help Meriza.
Yeah,
okay, is there somebody else? Anything else?
I'll contact her later, probably.
Thanks.
I need to check with my network and my connection whether they can like liaise with Meriza for anything. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, welcome the rest. If you have any questions on this platform, basically, I think you heard what Meriza have shared. Maideasy deals with a tech platform, you know, that brings forth the those who can do home cleaning, all right, with those home that needs cleaning. Any others? So one of those things, I think for those who are just coming in, or just came in, the challenge for Maideasy is because of the MCO, really is like the lockdown, and Singapore is a circuit breaker kind of thing, right? They are not considered essential services. So just getting the service providers to provide the service is a problem.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Hi, can I make a suggestion? One of the things that we face also is that the people with disabilities or the people who are elderly and all, they still, and they're living alone, they still need their homes clean and all that. And of course, that's tough at the moment. I wonder whether if you position yourself as offering these services to these families, I mean, not everyone is unable to afford it. Some of them can, but it's just that who would go and clean? But if you kind of say, I specialize, or one of my specialties, one of the things I do is for people with disabilities or families with disability, people with disabilities who cannot afford to, you know, who cannot get it clean, that may help your case to be special in terms of being classified as essential service. That is a way, creative way of getting there. And there's a real need. I know that the people are not allowed to leave home. Elderly are told to stay. If their parents are, their children are overseas, their parents, just too elderly at home, they really need the cleaning service if they don't have a live-in help. In Singapore, there are a lot of these places. And now we are also working to get into these homes in Singapore. Just to help cheer their spirit up because they are so down and so isolated. But it will differentiate you. And then maybe your application has a slightly different value proposition, more heart to it. And then they may look at your case as different from a normal cleaning service.
Yeah.
Consider, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, for the others, Michelle, she's a passionate social entrepreneur dealing with those who are elderly, those who are, dementia and so on, but using a music platform that brings forth something that wells within them. So I'm So Inc. is one of the TBN SETH Cohort. So glad to have her.
Thank you. Yeah, we're actually gone into the family with the support of the Singapore Kindness Movement.
Yeah.
So like there was a lady who's hearing impaired and then became depressed. So
right.
we brought volunteers to go into her home during this period.
Yeah. So basically, even for us as, in a sense, circuit breaker, those are some of these restricted things. However, if you can position it, I think that's where her angle is.
Yes.
Okay. That differentiates from, the normal maid agencies.
Yes.
You have a proposition.
Yes. Worth a try. If you can't get meaty, worth a try.
Yeah.
Thanks for your
Anybody else? We've got a few more minutes before all of us need to go back to the main room, and that's where there will be special breakout rooms again, this time according to coaches, industry mentors, as well as specialists.
What about hospitals or healthcare or day, like because of the COVID and all, Meriza, that is area that needs more cleaning than anyone else.
Like hospitals, malls, all these big community areas.
You've been right.
Tender, right? Yeah. But
the smaller.
It's not like,
you are a subcontractor. You're not the main you're tenderer. So you go as a subcontractor of some of these people. That means you leverage on the ones who are going for the tender. You may give them a special, because you're a social entrepreneur, you give them a special edge in the tendering. I know that when I was in government, that's kind of something that sometimes we look for, like what makes the tender special. You may not be the main tenderer, but you have these partners and you are one of the partners. It's always about adding that social angle that makes you special.
I think maybe in Malaysia, the what you call it, the phrase social enterprise is not really, it's misunderstood for one, It's not really popular, accepted just yet, even the accreditation for being a social enterprise varies from country to country, so we might not be,
it's just an idea for you to think about. That's fine.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, done.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I just sent a message in the chat, so you can either choose to stay on and continue your discussions, or you can go to another room, some of the rooms that you haven't visited before. So if you need help, just return to the main room and Bernice will help you out. Or we are opening up the other 3 rooms, room 5, 6, 7, so that you can talk more about how you can play a part in TBN specifically. All right. See you.
Thank you. Meriza, just a question. Now, I actually, that kind of platform in Singapore, I think would really be helpful too, right? Because services here is very expensive. And then we have this maids that comes from, the surrounding nations as well. And the cost of bringing in those maids, very expensive. So there is a special positioning there if these kind of platforms actually exist in Singapore. So now I'm not saying that you look at regional expansion, okay, because you still need to settle what is in Malaysia first. But I wonder if for KL, would something like that works for Penang? Do they have something like that in Penang?
We are only in KL Klang Valley for now. I okay. When I did this business, what I found out was people are really what you call it, apathetic towards who does the cleaning, right? As long as it's a price. So
Yeah.
as long as it's a low price, that is what they care for. How much are we going to pay for cleaning? But if there is something, because Maideasy appeal to the T20 who are educated, professionals, affluent, with money, and they care about social causes. So I mean, that really differentiates us from there. And then when they know that higher locals, even more so, they want to use us, right? So when I increase my price, in a day, a few of my customers ask me, "Are you paying more to your cleaners?" They email us, and then they say, "Yeah, we are." And Penang is a tricky market as well because we don't know the price sensitivity of the people there. But definitely something that somewhere that I will be looking into Penang. There's also demand in Johor, but Johor is the problem with Johor is that it's a big area, right?
Yeah.
The people live in one end, and the cleaners live in the one end, and the customers live in the other end, and they can't communicate. They can't commute easily. So we tried Johor, but we closed it down. So I think if things goes well, after this COVID, whatever, then we'll try again Johor for sure.
Yeah, I mean, some of these you can actually see whether you can find a like-minded partner, because we also have some contacts in Penang as well. Because Penang is, in a sense, like KL, are probably small enough, so that people can work on. The other thing I wonder is that, are you like, or does it help if you are, say, certified by Magic?
Yeah, it does. I mean, we got the social enterprise accreditation, right? So it was
accreditation. Yeah, that's right.
It was certified by one of the ministries in Malaysia, but I think I mean it helps. Branding does help with my target market. They do care about it. They really do.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, something like that helps. I don't know. I mean, TBN works with Magics for some of the collaboration, right? Yeah. So TBN is probably the Singapore side. I think if it does help, you can say, oh, trained by TBN. I don't know if it helps.
Sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, I would like to, moving forward, I would like to have like certain indicators from you guys that we try to achieve every year. I've seen this done in other cleaning platforms in other countries, and in America, for example, they do this. So it's something that, I mean, a real measurement that we publicize every year, what we achieve during that year, what we do, to afford that kind of accreditation as a social enterprise. I think that's something that we should look into.
yeah, talk to Wayne about it, because sometimes people was kind of like, all right, TBN, maybe I'll take reference from them and see what's happening. As an example, right? Okay, actually, right now 6:20. If we want to go into the main room and then get into this rooms 5, 6, and 7 that deals with like industry mentors and so on. So you might find some new resources there as well. All right.
Meriza, can I just add something? A thought just came to my mind. Recently, I think in January or December, I was looking for grass cutters and I found online this website called recommend.my. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, she's my friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was quite good, because you put there that, like, say if I'm looking for cleaners, I put there that I'm looking for cleaners, and then a whole bunch of people will contact you. Then you select. I think it's a very clean, very nice platform to advertise your cleaning services. Well, you heard about them. She's your friend, so you know about it.
I know. I also know how these service marketplaces work. They also compete on price. If possible, they want to cheapest. They want to be a platform, so they want to be the cheapest around. It used to be like that, but now it's not like that anymore. But I have my own reservations why I'm not on that platform.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, the thing is that sometimes when you have an aggregator, we call that aggregator, they aggregate all the other, whoever is in that space, okay, in the industry, to be there, which is good for the consumer. Okay, but actually it's very tough for the aggregate, for the service providers, because they are all competing. They gotta, make sure their front is good, their price is good, and stuff like that. Okay.
I would say that I don't go for the cheapest price, but if Meriza can get feedback from her customers to say that, hey, the cleaners are reliable, clean, trustworthy, punctual, these are important things for the homeowner. So I don't mind paying a little bit more if all these conditions are met. So I think, Meriza, instead of going for a price which doesn't work in the long run, right? You might want to focus on this, get customers to give feedback to say that, this company provides all these qualities when they send their cleaners, because you've trained them, they know what to do, So I think that's the angle to look at.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's all from me. Thanks.
Thanks, Ring. Hey, we have Hong Yi here. Hong Yi is someone that I have worked together with in another platform, right? It's a specialist, is a coach, all right? It's an organizational man. So,
yeah, he doesn't know how to introduce me. See, the way he's trying to introduce me is so sad.
Because you got all things to all men, yeah. Anyway, you know the platform of Maideasy, right?
Yeah, I want to ask, because I was jumping around and this is the last session, and then they were saying there are other rooms, so I thought it's good that I should also pay a visit. Can I ask a few questions? Is this the time to ask questions? I don't know. So I just
yes. I mean, not compulsory to all go to the room 5, 6, and 7, right? We can still stay here and chat.
Sure. I think room 5 and 6, I can go and disturb them separately on my own. But since the founder is here, I thought I should spend some time with the founder and ask a bit more as well. Meriza, I was just looking through your presentation, the one-page presentation, and your request was on finance, and that is not my area of expertise. I'll be the first to tell you. But can you share with me, because you and I, again, I'm looking at the slides now as I'm asking you the question. Is you want to create micro entrepreneurs to provide food, shelter, and educational for the family, lah?
No, what I meant by that was what we pay to the cleaners,
yeah,
they can afford food, shelter, and education for their children. So we are not, in other words, underpaying them for their labor or asking them to work in dangerous conditions. So that's what I meant.
Okay.
By that, right? Yeah. So micro entrepreneurs, we create micro entrepreneurs through our high ticket items like deep cleaning, renovation cleaning, which they can earn between 300 to even 1,000 ringgit a day, right? So if they, of course, it's not every day you get 1,000 ringgit, but at least 300 a day. That's pretty good, isn't it? For this kind of cleaning, the high ticket items, they are quite high on our revenue. I think about 20 to 30% of our revenue is from these high ticket items.
So are they your associates, or are they your staff, or are they your, sorry, I don't understand that part, because you use the word entrepreneur, so I presume that they are not your staff, right?
Staff, they are gig workers.
They are gig workers, right? Okay, I just want to understand that as well. And so what is the challenge that you are facing?
Challenge COVID.
That's true. But I thought COVID is quite good too. It normalizes some people, but yes.
Yeah.
But challenge that you're facing in terms of COVID, in terms of what? Getting job for these people.
We can't go to the customer's
Can't go to anywhere,
house.
right?
Can't go. The MCO limits travel, roadblocks everywhere, and then the people just stop you where you're going. And even I mean, you can ask for a permission letter from MITI, but we haven't got it yet.
Yeah.
So MITI doesn't think that we're an essential service. So yeah, I mean, we've already applied to MITI like a few times, but no, they just reject us all the time.
Okay. Yeah, I think Hongi, just background, because that was subject of the discussion, because her need was finance. So we asked finance for what? I think the important thing is that even if funding is needed, the funders need to know what exactly is it for. Okay, if it is sustaining something that is like leaking, it's tough. But however, what she has is that she's got business. The problem is that because of the MCO, she's not considered essential services. That actually restrict her. So there were suggestions given by others. And I think worthy to think about is how to get herself Maideasy as an essential service. Okay, what particular angle can you, because if you can't send the workers into the homes, then there's no revenue to begin with, right?
And that's why I was trying to understand what was the needs. And obviously when she talked about the movement control order, then it obviously is a major obstacle. Anything else, it doesn't really matter, right? Even if I give her 1 million, it's not going to solve the problem, because the MCO is not going to allow you to move around. That's all. And then she's not.
I mean, I've been talking to my boss, my investor. So she and us, my partners, we agree that right now is time to conserve as much money as we can. And I did what was necessary to make this business alive.
Yes.
Like, for example, I terminated rental contracts. I've also moved all of our cleaners which are on our payroll back to part-time, and also negotiated with my staff that they might not be getting paid for a couple of months or more, which they are okay with so far. At least they tell me. So I mean, like I said just now, my staff and I, we've been together for so long. Since there are some staff of mine since the inception of our company, right? When we first started. So they've been with us for 4 or 5 years, and we are very close-knit group. They want to see us alive and doing well. So it's a very big thing on their part. But apart from pivoting to something else, we have tried, but when it involves labor, people moving around, it's almost impossible to do. Even we have tried to do grocery shopping, right? Repurposing our cleaners to buy groceries, but I mean, the truth is all these riders and all that, I mean, the company is not making money through the riders, so what's the point of doing it? Right. So I mean, in the end, I suppose being realistic with my boss and my partners, say that we just conserve whatever we can, so that when this COVID ends, we are back up again. And it takes about, to be honest with you, to reach about 2/3 of our bookings, it takes about 3 to 5 months to reach 2/3 back. So if it's longer than that, hopefully we can go back to COVID, and then we're smarter about the market right now. So we hopefully do better as well.
Sorry, I just want to share a thought process. Maybe it will help you. I really have no idea. I mean, obviously, you're sharing about the MCO and the challenges now. So obviously, my brain is working overtime, but there's nothing much we can talk about it now. But I just want to share an example that will help you as well. When we talk about pivot, right? And you use the word pivot yourself. What we are trying to say is that pivot means that is one foot anchored and another foot move lah. So pivot is not 2 foot moving. 2 foot moving is called jumping. So we just need to be careful about that. So there's a reason why I share with you that. And the reason is that I was trying to see what is the anchor that you can have. That it's pivot, right? So 1 foot anchor and then another foot move around. So what is this anchor that I can pivot? The closest thing I can think of is cleaning services, which is your anchor. So now the question is, what can I maximize your cleaning services into another thing? That's all. That's what I've been thinking about as well. So I wasn't thinking about you becoming a rider in grocery, because that is not pivot. That's called jumping, two legs moving around to something else as well. So I was thinking cleaning. I was just wondering, is there any way that you can sell products or services related to cleaning, or you can teach people how to do cleaning or something on that line? So that was what I was thinking of. Just sharing with you my thoughts in terms of immediately based on what you're sharing as well. It's not doing something else. If you're doing something that it's not called pivot, okay? It's called jumping around. So we just need to be mindful when we use the word pivot as well. So I just wanted to share with you.
Yeah. Okay, sure. I might have got the term mixed up, but it's okay.
No. That's what I'm trying to say is that when you use the word pivot, think about it. What are you good at? Is there anything that you're good at that you can anchor and then you can use the other leg to do something else? That's all I'm trying to say. That's the thing that I'm trying to help you to think about. Is there anything that you're good at? I presume cleaning you're good at. So is there anything else that you can complement cleaning in this movement control order time that you can do? Like teaching people how to clean during Zoom session. I don't know, just giving just off the top of my head. Because that's what.
Yeah, can I add on something? As I was listening to Hong Yi and a little bit because I joined quite late from you, Meriza. What came to mind was, I think just yesterday or day before, during one of the panel at the Davos agenda, they were sharing that actually skills, a lot. I think one of the gentlemen was sharing this example. I can't remember what job. Let's just say a cleaner. There's like 71% match in the skill for something else. So it's a totally different job, but actually the skill sets are very similar. And as I was listening to Hong, this just came to mind. So I'm thinking like, okay, again, I'm not too familiar with Maideasy, but I'm guessing it is cleaning from what I'm hearing. So if these people that you have, they have been cleaners, maybe one way is to think about what really is a skill set. And then if cleaning is something that we are not able to do in MCO, then what is some other vertical that we can quite quickly pivot to, then back to this point about pivot. And then the anchor in this case, I would say maybe it's still the people and the skill set. But if I'm not able to do this, then maybe I can do something else. Yeah, so just a quick comment just to follow on Hong Yi's point.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Meriza, we hope that those things help me. It doesn't discourage you, okay? That's the important thing for you to think about. And I think in terms of even your journey into the SETH Cohort, some of these who are talking to you and so on, they could well be those who can help maybe reframe something in terms of the business model, or in terms of maybe a slight direction change. Okay, in Singapore, I think we had this. I was telling you about the microviral cleaning that actually has been certified to keep the virus for 6 months, something like that. Now, if this is still along the line of cleaning, but you are actually upskilling it a little bit more, and if can that can get you into a essential service kind of thing, because right now we are no longer talking about cleaning. You are actually upskilling it to disinfection, okay, or disinfectant. That may help, you know, things like that.
I think I just want to encourage you by saying that just do not be worried too much. I think just be very clear what is your strong, just think clearly what is your strong point, and then how to maximize the strong point. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, I think the world will always say that, you know, wherever you look at the world, you always see all the negative things and all the challenges. I think during this COVID time is also the chance for opportunities. So if you have your strong points, you know, how do you maximize it? That's all. That's all that I want to encourage you.
Yeah. And I think out of that, Meriza, we can maybe find one or two of those who maybe come alongside you. Well, I mean, we'll see how this thing goes, and help guide. I mean, hopefully that would provide a new vision or horizon. Okay, is there any other questions? If not, I really would encourage you to go into the others, because these are specialist groups, you know, coaches, specialists that are across the industry, and then industry mentors. Okay, thank you. Go back to your main room if you cannot get anywhere else, or you can go to room 5, 6, or 7. But anyway, you can auto roam. So.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Jay.